As I've often said, I built the 400 bar as far as music goes. Before that, it had been really a community asset and a community bar, and like great regulars all in the daytime. The Triangle Bar became a big, hot youth bar. I mean, it was jammed, and I would play there. Me and Kerner were on the road. Spider John Kerner I was playing with. We were touring all over all the time, but whenever we'd come back to town, we'd play at the Triangle, and we'd play solo. We'd alternate sets, and in between, it was so crowded, we would start going across the street to the Viking to drink. And the Viking was a bunch of, 9 old Scandinavians, as all of us in there. And soon other people started going to the Viking. Pretty soon the Viking was a throbbing hippie bar, too. So me and Kernis went down the street to relax in between sets at the 400 bar. And pretty soon other people went to the This is really true. We were pioneers in that sense, So soon the 400 was a throbbing, youth-centered bar. The 2 old people that ran it, George and Ann, were wonderful. They had had it for years, and they didn't know what to think of all the young people all of a sudden, But they were nice, and they put out, like they had done for years, put the potato salad and ham and buns out on Christmas, stuff like that. This guy named Ted May bought it. He was a lawyer. He was thinking about having music, so they had an old piano, and one night I played the piano. It was down on the floor by the pool table. I played and sang as a performance, kind of, and it was great, everybody loved it. Tony Glover, I think, played with me, played the harmonic. We set up a little PA. So immediately Ted built a little stage up in the corner in the front of the bar. Back then, the bar was only half as big as it is now, the 400. We got a piano. Ted wanted me to play there, and I got this guy that I knew that did pianos to get us an old piano, and I had him beef it up. So it was really tough because I played really hard. And I got an old Helpin' Still piano pickup on it, and I would just crank it to the max. Got a pretty good PA, and I'd pound my foot when I played, so it sounded like a drum, And I played there every Wednesday for a long time. It was jammed. As I've often said, I built the 400 bar as far as music goes, and people would come in and sit in with me, different people that played like washboards. The only other place that had music was the Triangle. Now, the guy who owned it died. The son sold it. They tried to make it a jazz club for a while. It was just a number of different things, but it wasn't the Triangle anymore. Mm-hmm. So there was really only the 400 for music then, The 400 was really it's hard to describe. I often tell people who weren't alive back then or weren't old enough to be active in those scenes that they really missed the best time, Kids who weren't around in the 60s missed a period that was just unbelievable. You wouldn't believe what it was like. The drugs and parties and the music and everything, And that was sort of what was happening there. It was in the 70s then, 70s and 80s, It was just a magical place and a magical time,